How you guys doing? You doing good? Um, so I watched had an interview earlier today. Took care of that. Came home, relaxed a little bit, and watched the draft. And there was a lot that happened in it that I didn't expect. There were certain players that dropped, and certain players that rose up unexpectedly, and there was a few players that were taken before we wanted them, like before we got the chance to get them, which that's how it goes. But there was one guy that we got who, he when he about 6'6". They keep showing his height barefoot. I'm like, I don't care about the barefoot measurements. What I care about is what is their height when they're on the court. That's what matters to me, is when they're on the court. And so his height with shoes on was about 6'6". So, and regardless, even if they said his height was like what, 6'4 3/4" without shoes, or 6'4 1/2" without shoes, and then 6'6" with shoes, you know, or around 6'6" with shoes. I'll pretty much just say 6'6", you know. With a 7'1" wingspan. So he's long arms, lengthy. He can shoot the ball out. He can shoot that ball, man. He can just shoot that thing. And then obviously, like he could leap, he could jump out the gym, he can shoot that thing, he could jump out the gym. He got a 42 and a half, 42 and a half, what you call it, or the max vertical, 38-inch standing vertical. So my boy can jump out the gym. He could jump out the gym. He got long arms. He's an elite athlete. He can shoot that ball. He gonna be good next to Luka and AR. So hey, he gonna be solid. But there was a lot of people that were expecting us to get a center. And there was a center that went to the Leprechauns. I'm not going to say the real name, but they went to the Leprechauns. And they pretty much, and that part was frustrating me. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with us not taking him, but of all places that would take him, them said the man, the 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 Leprechauns, them green Leprechauns had to take him. Ridiculous. Oh man. Got the second day of the draft, so you got the second round tomorrow. So that should be fun. Hopefully we buy a pick, because we don't have a pick in the second round this time. But hopefully Rob buys a pick and we get somebody. There was a specific center who I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I wasn't really feeling it. People were like, because he's a floor spacing big and that would help us out. Yeah, but he's He's too scrawny to deal with and they have him at 7 foot. He's not really 7 foot. He's like 6'6", between 6'9" and 6'10", around there. And yeah, I only use the barefoot height. I mean, I only use the regular height when it comes to the guards and the wings. When it comes to the centers, if they're not naturally that height, then it's kind of like, but yeah, like hopefully we buy a pick tomorrow, and it may just end up being another wing. There was a wing that didn't get accepted. I mean, that didn't get into the first round. That should have been, that we expected. We didn't even think he was going to make it past our pick. We thought he was going to be in the top 15. Top 15. But he ended up dropping. Who we got, we didn't even expect him to be available when we picked. And that's where he ended up right in our lap. Or actually not, well, he could have been in our lap. We traded up to get him. We traded a pick up to get him. You know, that was really what that was. But at the end of the day, the draft is unpredictable. You never know who's going to go where. And like there'll be some people that go earlier than expected, and some people that go way later than expected. There's some second round picks that everybody expected to be in the first round. So that's what it is. That's what it is. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say today. So probably do the same thing tomorrow, you know. But peace.